The questions from No Help Friday. Okay, and here's what we're going to do. We got to get, first question is get the x on its own. But first thing, 3 multiplied by x, take away y on the left. We can move the y from the left side to the right side quite quickly. When it goes over to your side, it becomes a plus y. So you can either have m plus y or y plus m. The multiplication of 3 on the left, when the 3 goes over to your side, multiplication must turn into division, and there is your first answer. Okay, let's have a look at question 2, which is 3r take away 4p equals 2q, and we got to get r on its own. So once again, 3 multiplied by r is on its own. We move the 4p to the right, so we get 3r equals 2q plus 4p. Multiplication of 3 on the left must be division of 3 on the right. So r equals 2q plus 4p all over 3. Okay, next thing, question 3. This one has some brackets, which means we're going to multiply out stuff first. So we're going to get x by y is xy, x by z is plus xz, and that equals w. Our goal is to get the y on its own. So the y is located beside this x here. So we're going to first of all get xy on its own. So what we can do is we can bring the xz over the other side, and that will leave the xy on its own. When plus xy is on the left, when it moves to the right, it becomes minus xz. Next thing is we want the y on its own. X is being multiplied by the y on the left hand side. This must mean it has to turn into division when it goes on the right hand side. Okay, w minus xz all over x. Okay, that's a good job. Now let's move on with the next one, question 4. Okay. Now, you got to get a on its own. So here's what we're going to do. We need to get this a on its own. First thing we could do is try and introduce a common denominator, where you can put a 2 underneath the c. If you put a 2 underneath the c, you must put a 2 above the c, and then you can knock off the common denominator, leaving a plus b equals 2c. Another way of looking at it is, if this is division by 2 on the left, it will be multiplication of 2 on the right. Either way, all roads lead to a plus b equals 2c. We're trying to get the a on its own. The a is currently on the left, so if we move the b from the left hand side to the right hand side, a plus b on the left will turn into a minus b when it transfers to the right. And there we go, we get a equals 2c minus b. Okay, question 5. Now, what we can get here is a plus b over 3 equals c. So a plus b over 3 equals c. First thing I do is I give everything a common denominator, because I don't usually like fractions. So if I put a 3 on the bottom, must mean I put a 3 on the top for the a. The b already has a 3 underneath, no need to do anything. Put 3 underneath the c and put 3 on top. And now what will happen next is the 3's will all cancel, and we're going to be left with 3a plus b equals 3c. We want the b on its own, so if we transfer the 3a from the left side and it moves to the right side, we're going to get 3c minus 3a, and that's what your b value is. Okay, next thing we're going to look at is question 6. Okay, so in this case we need a common denominator. See the way they're both over x's, so if I put an x underneath here and an x above, that will make this question good. Now with question 6, I foolishly never wrote what letter we're meant to get on its own. So in this case it's meant to be the letter x is what we're trying to get on its own. That's completely my bad. So here's what we're going to do. Going to get rid of the denominators, and we're going to be left with qx equals p plus r. Then we're going to divide the x is being multiplied by the q, so the q, which is multiplication on the left, must be division on the right. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide P plus R, and then it's multiplied by Q on the left, which means it'll be multiplied by Q on the left, which means it'll be division of Q on the right. Okay, so that was my fault. Now, last one. We got to get B on its own. So the question is x equals y over 4 minus 2b. So let's see what we can get here. Once again, get a common denominator. Put a 4 on the bottom and 4 on the top. Put a 4 on the bottom and a 4 on top. Cancel the 4's. And we're going to be left with 4x equals y. But remember, minus 2b multiplied by 4 is minus 8b. We're looking to get b on its own. If we move the b to the left, it'll turn into a plus 8b. And we move the 4x to the right, it'll become a minus 4x. Then we can just divide by 8. So we get y minus 4x over 8. Is that okay?